Okay, hi everyone. So today we are going to have a podcast with Pranati. He is from BTech. Wow. Once again. He is from BTech. No, he is from Gokaraju LLP. I wrote somewhere. Wait. Hmm. I set up the goal like yeah. So I have to introduce myself and then yeah. Okay. Yeah, BTech student from 26 batch. It's going to be fun, okay?
Yeah.
Something is there, 83%. Okay, let's start again. So I'll take a pause, couple of seconds. Hi everyone. Come on. Okay, very normal. Not going with the script. It's difficult. Okay. If it we'll give a try. होगा अच्छे से होगा. Last pause. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to have a podcast with Pranati. She is a BTech student, 26 batch, and she is from Gokaraju Lalavati. And she was able to crack not one, not two, but like three internship. That also from very good product-based companies like Goldman Sachs, Google, and Microsoft. Okay, so this entire podcast will be based on like how she prepared for those internships, what was her strategy for the interview process, how she started her journey, and everything. Okay, so we'll get started. And I would like to request like Pranati to start with a brief introduction of her, and then we'll get started with our set of questions. Yes, Pranati.
Shanati. I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering from GLEC. Right now, I'm in my final year and I'm expected to graduate in 2026.
Okay, wonderful. Can you tell a little bit more like about the internship that you are able to crack? Yeah, we'll discuss about them in depth and all. But yeah, a brief you can tell us like you did three internships. Like it's very difficult for people to even find one a single internship and all. And how you manage all these like at least like 2 months was the time period for all of these internships and all. And so from when to when were those internships? And little bit more about like how those internships were and all, not giving too much information about the depth of projects you did and all, more like an overview, starting from the very first internships of your and all.
Okay, my first internship was in Goldman Sachs. I was a summer analyst. It was in April and May. And then I interned in Google. That was for the software engineering intern role, as well as in Microsoft. It was for the same role. So I think I have over 6 months of experience in total, starting from April to October.
Wonderful. So, how you are managing your studies in this time? Before we jump into how you prepared for those internship, how many rounds were there, and stuff like that. What was your interview strategy? We would like to know. Okay, 6 months of time away from college and all. So obviously, college will not grant 6 months of like time for you to do internship directly. You'll have to go to college. So how you are managing things at that point of time?
So, Goldman Sachs internship was in Bangalore, and
Okay.
luckily that was in my summer break, so I didn't have a lot of difficulties during that period.
Mm-hmm.
And there was not a lot of curriculum completed during that time because a lot of time was in summer. But coming to Google and Microsoft, both of them were in Hyderabad. And I did have to go to college on the weekends and everything. And all the internships kind of took away the entire semester of mine. So it was difficult at the end. And also during Microsoft internship, I had my semester exams. So one day I was going to office. The next day I had my exam, followed by office again. So it was quite hectic. I barely slept during that time. And also, since I did not go to any classes, almost until the end, I didn't really know what was in those subjects. So I had like pretty much one night to complete the entire syllabus.
Wow. You were able to? I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Maybe know your current CGPA.
um, my that semester, my CGPA was around 8.3 or 4, and it's
Wow. I mean, without preparation in one day, you are preparing for all those subjects and you're able to get 8 plus CGPA. I think if you'll ask me, my best one was 8.6 when I was studying. So you, without like not getting much time, getting that CGPA is amazing. Little bit about like you mentioned, one by one we'll go through. The office like for GS was there in Bangalore. You have to go there for on-site internship and all. So I would like to ask like before this internship, you ever had a chance to stay away from your family? Like because I know since you are our student, you live in Hyderabad and all. So before this, like you ever traveled or lived alone, stuff like that, how you managed there?
so I did travel to Bangalore before, but that was with my family. I never really stayed away from my family. I don't think not even for a single day, like a complete day. So, like I was really scared about homesickness and stuff, and my parents did come to Bangalore and stayed there in a hotel for over a week. That really helped. And luckily, I had amazing roommates, amazing team, and great people around me, so it made it easier.
Okay, so it was your very first time, except the first week, like the remaining 2 months you are managing on your own. Of like, okay, we have to ask technical questions also, but non-technical question, do you know how to cook?
Uh, Not like eating kind of cooking. I don't even know how to cook rice and all. I do
Okay,
cook desserts and stuff like that, but it's not like regular food.
so I mean, can I see you like someone like us who know how to prepare Maggie and chai?
No, I don't know how to do that either.
Okay, okay. Very peculiar, like you love desserts, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said April and May was your GS, and then again for Google you have to come back to Hyderabad. So how much time you got for traveling and again coming back here, and then again getting started with Google internship and all? Do you had any time there?
I think I had like 2 or 3 days in between, that's it. Before
Wow.
my GS ka last date and Google's first date. So,
Okay, so I mean, what were your learnings when it comes to it? Like from GS1, we go one by one. So for Goldman Sachs, what was the learning for you? Like if you don't, no need to describe in depth and all the projects, what you did and all, but still, like how it helped you in improving.
Goldman Sachs was my first corporate experience. I had the most learning, let's say, because I was transitioning from a college perspective to a corporate perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I was learning a lot about tech stacks and how to interact with different people. And I think this is a point which a lot of interns or new joiners face. It's that you don't call anyone sir or ma'am. You address
Wow.
them with their name. And even if they're like they have 20 or 30 years of experience more than you still have
Yeah.
to address them by their name. And that was quite difficult, I think, especially in GS. And my manager was quite adamant. that, by the time you go, I'll make you call everyone by their name. So,
Okay, a funny story. Yeah, I can relate also. Like first time when I uh, came in the corporate and also here also the same thing. But in college, it was like seniors used to ask us like you have to say us by sir or in stuff like that. Since childhood, you follow this, and all of a sudden, people who are having lot of experience, you have to call them by the name. It's weird, okay? Many times, even if you try, it feels really weird and all. But yeah, I mean, again, it's a good culture, I would say. They want to make sure everyone feels equal. I think that's their strategy. Okay, okay. So then you got started with the Google right away. So, I mean, your Google was there from June to July, or I think it extended till August. How was it?
yeah, it started in June and around the first couple of weeks of August as well, I was in Google.
Okay. And if we talk about like two things, first I'll ask like how was this different for from Goldman Sachs, and what like learnings you had when you were interning at Google, because it is having amazing brand name, like everyone who is like having a BTech and related to computer science field and all, they want to do internship from a company like Google and all. First priority for many of us.
So I think Google was far easier compared to Goldman Sachs because I already have experience and
Mm-hmm.
I think I could just bring that here.
Okay.
And other than that, I think Goldman Sachs, I also got to know a lot about business stuff and the finance side
Okay.
was the difference in the summer analyst and SWE intern part that I had.
Okay.
And in Google, I had a lot of conceptual knowledge obtained as well. So I'm really grateful for that.
Okay. Okay. So, which you think, I mean, if you have to pick the one which affected a lot when it comes to the change in your skill set or improving you more, which one, if you have to pick, it's very difficult. I know I'm asking a bad question. I mean, both of them are amazing and all, but still, if you have to pick one and why.
So there's a different set of learning that I had in both the experiences. In
Mhm.
Goldman Sachs, it was more about how to work in a corporate setting and how to interact with seniors.
Okay.
Also, how to push your code and all of the technical stuff. But
Mhm.
coming to Google, like the domain I was in, I had learned a lot in that. I was not only about the coding part, but also into the analysis part of stuff. So I was
Okay.
really diving deep into how the technology works.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think this, yeah, of course, I can't really pick one because both of the, or whatever I
Okay.
learned in both of the internships is quite valuable to me. So, yeah.
Okay, but that is a political answer. You have to select one. Give a numbering one or two.
Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna still stay diplomatic coming to this question and say both.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, then after like yeah, again finishing the Google thing, then you had the Microsoft. How much time difference was there? How much time you got there for Microsoft? Like it was again 2, 3 days, or like you got some time there?
I think I got like a week of time.
Mm-hmm.
But in between that, I had my lab externals and stuff. So I was still
Oh,
running
okay.
to college and back.
Okay. And you said you were managing two things. I think it was with Microsoft where you are managing both the internship and the semester exams.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, how you managed? I mean, people usually say I mean if they are doing one thing, they don't have time for the other one. And companies, even colleges, they want you to do internship in the vacation time only. So yeah, you were trying to do the internship in semester time. So how you managed and all? It was not easy for sure, but we want to know from you.
I think the only thing I did was sacrifice sleep. Oh,
Okay, how much sleep you are getting in those times?
Pretty much none. Like I used to study until like 5:30 in the morning and
Wow.
sleep for like an hour or an hour and a half, wake up and then again revise my notes.
I mean, your body was working completely when you were writing your exam.
No. Like, I mean, I could feel the drowsiness during my exam. My hand was hurting. And also, I did not write in the 6 months, right? So
Yeah.
I have to write like 30 pages in less than 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it did take a toll on me physically, but then there was no other alternative.
And second thing, I mean, how your parents were allowing, like, I'll tell you my story, like, even whatever the biggest exam is their most important one, my mom is like, you have to sleep at least for 6 hours. Without that, I mean, no required, like, even if you fail in exam, it's fine. Your health is important, you need that 6 hours. So how that happened, how you have managed to, like, convince your parents?
So my parents were definitely concerned. Almost every day they would kind of worry, but then they didn't really put a pressure on me to like sleep or something because I had no other option. I have to pass my exams as well as perform well in my internship. So
Okay.
then I did cover it up by like after my exams, I used to sleep for like 14, 16 hours straight during the weekends. So
That, okay. But right? Like, it's not completely the same. Not having sleep and then sleeping for a lot time. It's not like that. Okay, but frank question. If you have to advise this, if there is a student who is going to have the same thing, you'll give the same advice, sacrifice your sleep and do both the things, or don't sacrifice sleep and get only one thing done. I mean, if you're not losing the sleep, you don't have time. You can only be able to focus on one. So what will be your advice? This is just a frank question. Yeah.
honestly, I think a lot of students also spend time on their phone and stuff like that. So if you're
Yeah.
able to cut down on those, then definitely do not sacrifice your sleep. But if you are still studying the entire day and if you still have syllabus to complete, I think yes, maybe you can sacrifice the sleep for those couple of weeks because
Yeah.
just a little bit hard work during those times and then you can be happy later.
Wow. I mean, I have. I mean, I know many students and all, and usually, like whenever we give a little extra like practice problems, and they have exams and all, they are like, we won't be able to do even two problems because we have exams and all. And this coming from you, I mean, it makes us like understand why you are different when it comes to work and all. You want to get the job done, okay? Like whatever work is there, that is the first priority. And once it is done, it's not like long term. You are doing this for some time, and because of that, some extra efforts that you are putting, you will be able to handle both the things.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice. I really like that. Okay. Yeah. So now we would like to take a step back and we'll start from like which among these three, which one you gave like which one had the first interview call and all?
I think coming to the OAs, Microsoft
Yeah.
was my first OA. And then
Okay.
there were like a couple of like an aptitude and a DSA and technical round in Goldman Sachs. So I think
Okay.
that was next. And then during that time, I had my Google interview. So Google was
Okay.
my first interview.
Okay.
So I had two rounds in Google. And then I had Microsoft interviews followed by Goldman Sachs interviews.
Okay. So here only to Goldman Sachs and Microsoft, they have their voice. And Google, I mean, they have stopped having OS and all. They have like phone call followed by interviews and all.
Yeah.
So the first interview rounds happened for Google, followed by Microsoft, followed by after that you had for GS. But OA rounds, first you had Microsoft, followed by GS and all. Okay. So, and I remember like because we were preparing having session for your interviews, I still remember like your interviews for both Google, I think especially for Google, were between your semester exams last year,
Yeah.
right? It was in September or October, something like that. Okay, so how you're managing that time? I mean, what was your thought process at that time? Because you had to manage both semester exams and the interviews. You cannot lose any one of them also because they are semester exams. And here you have good opportunity. So, what was your thought process back then also?
So it was a similar scenario. I had like uh, my OAs were scheduled between my semester exams. So
Okay.
especially one of the GS OA, it was like I had my semester exam this day and then the OA, and then I had my, I believe, DBMS exam the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I think those were really important subjects as well. So I had to spend a lot of time preparing for that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was extremely hectic. So we also used to have some DSA sessions during that time in the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
So that I used to prepare DSA in the evenings, and then night and morning I used to study for my semester exam. And then I used to come back from the semester exam, and then I used to prepare for DSA. And then if I did have a gap day, during that day I used to try cover for the next and, if possible, the following exam as well. So
I mean, too much work was there. Rest is missing in all that. Yeah, I mean, when you have good opportunities and semester exams, you don't have time to take a rest. Okay, so we'll break down. Like for Google, two technical rounds were there. So, how you prepared for those two technical rounds? Like, what was your routine and all? Because semester exams are also going on. Yeah, in evening you mentioned we used to have DSA session. But like, what was your preparation strategy back then?
so for the Google interviews, since those were my first interviews, I didn't really know what to expect. So
Mm-hmm.
it was my main goal during that time was to not sit blank in front of the interviewer. It wasn't really to, back the internship, but then, just clear the interviews with
Okay.
the next things later. So I was kind of trying to learn about all of the concepts, at least the basic ones initially,
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
if I get a new question, then I would be at least able to give a approach.
Yeah.
And then once I did finish all of that, I kind of delved deeper into each of the concepts. And since for Google, the main concepts were graphs and like DP, I kind of focused a lot of them during the last days.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how much time you got for preparing? Like, usually they give a call for you, like with you, for scheduling the interviews and all. So, how much time you got for preparation, considering you have semester exams also? But you remember, like, how much time you had for interviews? Roughly, also is fine.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact dates, but it wasn't a lot. It was just like a few days, I guess. Like, for the first round, I had like, I mean, maybe like 10 days or something.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was packed. The schedule was completely packed.
Okay, and for Microsoft also, like for Google, you mentioned the goal was to cover the basic topics. So if there is any problem, you will be at least able to give them the approach and all. And at the ending phase, you used to do the like graph and DP problems because Google preferred asking questions from there. Okay, and how you prepared? Like, is there any difference in your preparation when it comes to Microsoft or Goldman Sachs?
It's no difference. It's just that for Google, I was preparing, focusing more on those two concepts. But coming to Microsoft, I've heard that they also ask from different kind of things, like, stacks or trees or something like that. So for
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft, I was trying to cover everything. And
Okay.
Goldman Sachs also, I was trying to cover everything.
Okay. And how you're trying to cover these things?
I only worked on lead code during that time.
Okay.
So I just used to go through all of those problems and solve them. And another approach I used to take is that I just used to search, graph problems on YouTube. I didn't
Okay.
watch those videos, but I used to go to any random playlist. I used
Mm-hmm.
to see the question names and try to solve it on LeetCode or GFG.
Okay. Okay. And okay, so before that, like even so, those were during the interview times what you are doing and all. So, how many is there any target you used to have every day? I have to solve these many number of problems from lead code. You make any schedule, okay, this day I'll do these topics and all. Was there any such thing when you're preparing for the interviews?
I didn't have a set schedule, but then I used to solve at least three problems a day. So I just used to keep on solving them until I felt satisfied that today I did work well. And so the next day I used to think I should work a little more than the previous day. So that
Wow. And I mean, may I know the numbers? Like, do you remember any vaguely the number of problems which satisfied you? Okay, after solving them, you felt okay, I'm satisfied now. Was it on number of problems or like quality of problem?
I think it depends on both. If it was easy, I would have to solve at least like eight problems to at
Okay,
least feel like, I did something. But then
okay,
if it was hard problems, I could do like maybe two hard and one medium, and that would be, good enough for the day. So,
okay. And how much time you used to spend considering you had like semester exams also? So you used to divide your time also, like how much time I should give for my semester exams and how much to DSA and practicing problems.
so yes, immediately after my exam, I just used to solve DSA problems until like evening or at night. And at night is when I used to start my semester exam preparation, and that used to extend till the morning. And I used to give my exam then, and after that DSA again.
Okay, okay. Now, so in all this process, like you, whenever there is a point, okay, when you feel very exhausted and all, what you used to do when you felt exhausted, okay, because brain also have limits and all. Like I also love solving problems, but after a certain point, you feel like we need some break. And for me, it's like I listen to music or maybe watch some video which is funny and all. So, what was working for you in this whole stressful day, packed day, and all? So, what you used to take off your stress, or maybe just to get a little less tired or be more active? So, what you used to do and all?
So on top of my mind, I think I would name like three things I used to do. I used to
Mm-hmm.
take, like a nap, which was maximum of an hour.
Okay.
Otherwise, I used to talk to my parents or my sibling and everything. And then
Okay.
the third thing I used to do was of course, I did want to watch videos or something, but I didn't want to, put on a movie or something and get addicted to that. So,
Yeah.
what I used to do is I used to watch some kind of tech videos. So, like mock interviews, I used to
Wow.
watch them
Wow. Nice. When is the last time you watch a movie?
today.
So glad. I mean, okay. Nice. I mean, I was hoping you're watching tech videos now also. Okay, that was there. That's nice. Now, we'll take a step back, okay? Like your resume was shortlisted for these three companies and all. So, according to you, like what worked, okay? I mean, because many people who apply for these companies, they reject, like they are rejected in that first screening round only. So definitely, like what was special about your resume, how you worked up on your resume and all, so that like you're shortlisted for these companies interview rounds, even getting the OA and all. So how you pass the screening round?
So, I think the main thing is the template that people use. I did review some of my juniors' templates as well, and
Mm-hmm.
they weren't that great. They were
Mm-hmm.
just using some word or something to just draft something.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest tools or something like Overleaf.
Okay.
You get some really good templates there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And coming to the content, I
Mm-hmm.
did have some hackathon wins.
Okay.
That might be a plus point. And also the projects that I've done, they included a lot of tech stack. They were from different domains.
Mm-hmm.
I think since these were the only two things that might stand out, maybe these were the shortlisting criteria.
Okay. So yeah, hackathon and project. So we'll come back to that. Okay. So how you build your projects, like you were taking part in hackathons also and you're building projects, like, or you're just working on your project and sometimes once in a while you used to like take part in hackathons. Which one you preferred and which projects you have added in your resume? They were hackathon projects or like not part of hackathon, you did a in teamwork more like college project and you have added in your resume?
So I didn't really work on any projects outside of hackathons. So
Mm-hmm.
I included three projects, and all
Okay.
of those I built them for hackathons.
Oh, okay. And how many hackathons roughly by the time you were applying to internship you took part in?
Um, I think I took part in around 6 or 7 hackathons, and I won around 5, I believe.
Wow.
So,
So how you learn those tech stacks, like whatever thing is required for building a project, or like when you are taking part in hackathon, definitely like was it like you already knew when you were in your school, or you already knew when you came to BTech and all, or you learned from scratch in BTech only or afterwards? How was it?
so to be honest, coming to hackathons, you don't need an in-depth knowledge in any domain.
Mm-hmm.
I just used to, get the problem statement, think of a solution, and find any kind of way I can to build a product that would satisfy all of those conditions. So the base thing I knew was Python, and I was kind of good in Python. I was able to almost all of my projects were built on Python only as a base, and I also use different kinds of documentations, YouTube tutorials, and ChatGPT because you only had like 24 to 48 hours to build
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't spend a lot of time learning that domain. And
Mm-hmm.
my goal during the hackathons was not to, build something based on what I know, but think of a problem statement and work in a way such that I can, build that solution.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So during hackathons, like whatever was required for building that project, solving that particular problem, you used to learn while building, like in that process only, and like that way you were able to learn many things, many new things, I would say. Okay. So, I mean, when was your first hackathon? When you took part in your first hackathon? Like in which year? Was it in first or second?
I think it was in first year only.
Oh, okay. Okay. And coming to, okay, that was about the projects and hackathon. So, yeah, how you improved your data structures and algorithm skills? Because I think in all the interviews which were there for internships, in all of them, data structures and algorithm problems were asked at some point. Like in Google, I think it was purely based on DSAs. And for Microsoft also, you got the same. And for GS, like, how was it? It was purely on DSA. And along with that, there were other problems, questions also, right?
So both in GS and Microsoft, there was a little bit of discussion regarding my projects and the stuff
Mm-hmm.
tech stack that I used.
Okay.
So there was a discussion along that, but Google it was predominantly based on DSA only.
Yeah. So as a student, like everybody wants to learn data structures and algorithm because they are important from placement point of view and all. But there is a early struggle and all. Like it's difficult. Okay, I mean when you're trying to learn it. So how you're able to learn and master data structures and algorithms and do well in the interviews and all.
So I think I took this under classes in my two semester or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I first started with DSA. And,
Mm-hmm.
the classes, I believe, extended up to a month from the start date.
Mm-hmm.
In those 1 month, I had all of the topics covered. And after
Mm-hmm.
the 1 month of the classes, I was practicing on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to solve all medium level problems on lead code that I could.
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing when practicing DSA, I would say, is don't just jump directly into the solutions. It
Mm-hmm.
take hours, but just try to build something, an approach or some kind of solution, and try to implement it. A lot of people that I know, they do have a solution, but then once
Mm-hmm.
they get a solution in their mind, they're satisfied and they just jump into tutorials and to see how the optimal way is to solve the problem. But I would say,
Mm-hmm.
even if you have a rough idea, it might lead to a TLE. You should still implement that, and then you should, try to get it optimized.
Okay. How much time was there any time bound when you're practicing for these problems? As you mentioned, like it can take hours also, but like, what was your approach when you are practicing problems? How much time you used to give to solve a problem?
So sometimes I used to start the problem really late at night and I used to get
Mm-hmm.
stuck there. So then I used to wake up early and then work on the same problem again. But
Okay.
otherwise, I would say like at least an hour is something that one should spend. So
What is the maximum time you have spent over a problem before?
yeah.
Like, did you ever looked at the editorials also when you are stuck?
So my approach when I was stuck is that I would try to solve it today, and if I'm
Mm-hmm.
really extremely stuck on that, I would solve
Mm-hmm.
other problems, and the next day I would start with a fresh mind and try to solve it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm still not able to solve it, or I'm sure that I won't be able to solve it, I would
Mm-hmm.
watch a YouTube tutorial because I think
Mm-hmm.
it's better than just reading the problem because it would also give you the intuition or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would try to solve it on my own. And after solving it, if I have like, if it's, there's like, if it's taking a lot of time, then I also used to go to the solutions or an editorial of lead code. I think there's
Mm-hmm.
really good approaches there. So yeah.
What was the maximum time you spend on any problem? You remember? Sometimes it happens like you remember some problem which because of which you are struggling a lot. You do remember for a long time.
So I think there was this robot collision problem thing.
Yeah, stack one. Okay.
Yeah, so that was during my initial days, and I spent the entire evening after coming from college. So I guess something like 4 to 11 at night. I only took 1 hour off for my dinner, and I was
Okay.
just struggling so much. And I did get the solution, but I just there was this few, I think like 5 test cases which were exceeding the time limit.
Okay.
And then I
6 hours. Wow.
And then I got like super frustrated at the end of that day, and I think I put the question to you and asked you for the solution.
Yeah. Okay. 6 hours. Nice. That's a good time. Once I was stuck with a problem for 10 days. Like, not like constantly I was just solving that. It was like you have school also, sorry, college also, you are going in, and then you are thinking whenever you are getting a free time, how you can solve that problem and all. Yeah, yeah. So this is a good approach. Like whenever you're stuck, you should first of all like try for good time. 1 hour is a good time, decent time for where you are thinking about the problem, trying to come up with an approach and all. It's not like you read the problem, then you try it, then you're doing something else, then 1 hour passed. No, it's like 1 hour fully focusing on that particular problem. And if still you feel like you won't be able to do, then you can, yeah, maybe if you're giving up, I mean, first of all, you should not give up, try to solve on your own. But if you're giving up, it's good to watch some editorials and get some hints and then try solving that problem. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, any particular topic which you hate the most?
No, nothing as such.
Okay, any topic which troubled you the most?
Um, I think it was recursion. So
Okay.
during the first few classes, when I was actually getting an base understanding of that, I just hated recursion. I thought it was just super, exhausting because I did not have an intuition at that time. I didn't
Okay.
even, I didn't really grasp the concept of recursion. I didn't know what was happening. So
Mm-hmm.
I just used to talk trash about it with my friends. And then I think,
Wow. Oh, I mean, that was about topic, not me, because I used to teach, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
recursion is one of my
uh,
strong suits now. So almost every problem that I get, I think of a recursive approach first and then find another approach.
how this change happened? Because everyone, recursion is the backbone. If you mess up their DP, the trees, graphs, you will like struggle with them. So, how this shift happened from hating it to like sticking to it whenever a new problem comes?
I think the transition happened when I started with trees.
Mm-hmm.
Order, in order, post order, they were really simple concepts, and that kind
Mm-hmm.
of built the intuition about how recursion actually works and helps in solving the problems.
Yeah. Okay. So, if I have to ask you, how much time roughly you would have spent on problems? Roughly, I'm asking. Let's say I personally believe if there is like 20% should be your sessions and remaining 80% should be your practice. So, according to you, how much time for session and practice you kept?
Definitely, I think 2080 works well because
Mm-hmm.
classes are something which should just give you an initial understanding of the problem. And
Mm-hmm.
you only are able to get the actual concept and grasping of the topic only when you're able to solve it on your own. So even
Okay.
if you are going through, let's say, 2 days of classes on the same topic,
Mm-hmm.
compared to spending like 3 hours on the topic trying to build your own logic, I think the
Mm-hmm.
second thing is better than just going through all the lectures.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, that's okay. Any one, okay, you remember one problem? Any favorite problem of yours in DSA?
I think it was linked lists. um I was able to
Okay.
solve a lot of problems at the first try itself, so that really has a good impression.
So that's your favorite topic. Any favorite problem of yours?
I don't remember a particular favorite problem. This might not be the most interesting problem that I know of, but on top of my head, I think rotting oranges is a good thing because you can apply both BFS and DFS and different approaches to solve that.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Okay. So you have like how much time it took for you to be good at DSA? Like 1 month. I also remember there was a session in May last year. So one whole month was there for the sessions only, and after that you were practicing. Like only practice was there. So how much time it took? I think you are the right person to answer this.
So I think the first month was extremely rigorous coming to DSA,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that really built up a solid foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, if I believe, I think until June 23rd, I was solving problems every day. And
Okay.
during June 23rd, I participated in a hackathon. So,
Okay.
and I missed solving a problem that day on lead code, and it broke my streak.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was a 48-hour hackathon. I was extremely exhausted and I forgot.
Okay.
I think after that, I was frustrated. I left DSA for a long time.
Okay.
Then, I think maybe in July or something, I started again.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think approximately it took around 3 or 4 months of good practice
Okay.
to become strong in DSA.
How like what's the role of consistency in this? Like, if you have practiced, okay, and you tried maintaining a streak and all, so and sessions were also there for one complete month and all. It was very rigorous and all. So, what do you think? What's the role of consistency? Like, if somebody want to excel in DSA or maybe in any skill, like according to you?
Consistency is the key parameter in getting strong in DSA.
Mm-hmm.
Because you might spend one whole month on, let's say, a topic such as recursion. You might master it, and then
Mm-hmm.
you give a break of 20 days. And on the
Mm-hmm.
21st day, you see that you're still struggling with the same concepts which you mastered earlier. So you
Yeah.
don't need to solve a ton of problems on a daily basis, but at least have a link from day to day. Like solve at least one easy problem to keep you on that path.
When is the last time you solved a problem on lead code?
Okay, so this past 1 week I was focusing a lot on concepts, but otherwise the previous 1 week I think I was really focusing on lead code a lot. And this was
Okay.
after the long break.
Okay.
So almost, I think I had like a 6 month break from
Yeah,
the
because of internships. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I started again. And I could see that there was a clear difference the way I used to solve
Okay.
problems before and now.
Okay. Nice. And what's the longest streak you have maintained?
I really don't remember. It was maybe I really don't remember. It was definitely over a month.
Okay. Yeah. Anything you can tell about like what problems do you remember? Because it's 1 year almost, more than 1 year, I think, when you had your interviews. What problems were asked? If not the exact problem, if you remember the topics. I think one you got from graphs, what I vaguely remember. Okay. So yeah, what problems were asked in your interviews, DSA one? You remember like topic if you can tell us?
So in interviews, I had questions based on stacks, two pointers,
Okay. Uh-huh.
sliding windows, and then graphs.
Okay.
And Microsoft, I had them based on recursion or DP, and then there was three questions and two pointers and stacks as well. Coming to GS, I think GS was also similar. I mean, all of those problems I solved using recursion.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So yeah, you can see if even like whatever interview problems you got, you are able to solve. Like DP requires stacks. Then GS you solved all the problems with the help of recursion only. Sorry, why I said stack. DP you can solve with the help of recursion. And okay, so recursion is more like a backbone. I feel like that helped you a lot in interviews also. Okay. And what's your take on like communication skill? How important is that? Like when it comes to performing well in interviews and all.
So I think coming to communication skills, you don't need to be really excellent in a particular language. By language, I mean you don't need to excel in English, but
Mm-hmm.
you need to have the minimum ability to clearly tell what your approach is. So
Mm-hmm.
the interviewer, they might be judging you based on your English skills as well, but the
Mm-hmm.
more important factor would be your ability to communicate clearly.
Okay. Okay. And I wish to ask, yeah. So for Microsoft, I mean, like again, no political answer, and GS is there. I'm not asking you to pick anything. You worked on the project. Which one had the most interesting project?
In all three, or GS and Microsoft.
In all three, GS, Microsoft, and Google.
So, the Google project had a lot of analysis part, and
Yeah.
I absolutely loved doing that. It was really interesting. I was able to learn a lot of concepts during that.
So analysis, when you say, so it's like from data you are analyzing something, or it's something else?
Um, It's like a security-based analysis
Okay.
over the fleet of devices in Google.
Okay.
And coming to Goldman Sachs and Microsoft's project, they were heavily technology based. In
Okay.
Goldman Sachs, especially, I learned a lot of different tech stacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that learning was really high. I think the project wise, there was a lot more, struggle in GS projects because I
It
was,
was new.
yeah,
Okay.
I was new. I was
Mm-hmm.
struggling with version control and even the basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coming to Google, I think I think the most interesting project was of Google, but the most learning technical wise was in GSMI.
Okay. Okay.
But conceptual learning I had more in Google.
So we forgot, like we totally forgot, like you also didn't mention from all these three, you got PPOs also.
Yeah.
So would you like to tell like which are the companies which gave you PPOs?
So I got PPO from Goldman Sachs, Google, and Microsoft.
Okay, all the three.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So now the next question. Nothing. Okay. It's okay. You told us about the most interesting project and the most project where you have to put more effort because it was new. That was Goldman Sachs and all. Difficult, I would say. And if you have to pick among these three, which one have like the cooler team, like best team?
Um,
If you want, you can skip also, but or you can tell us.
all three were great.
Why I said that last line? Okay, okay. Wow. I mean, I didn't know about G Goldman Sachs PPO. Nice, nice. I mean, you need to play safe. Okay. Yeah. So, how many friends you are having in college?
Um, I think I do have a lot of friends, but then the closest are two of them.
So, I mean, only two friends you are having.
I didn't say that. I just said that these two are extremely close to me.
Okay, okay. And yeah, did anything change after getting the internship and before internship? Like change in the sense like how people are reaching out to you before like it happens, like you get that attention. Is that happened with you or anything like that in your college?
So I think after my internships, I had an opportunity to help a bunch of juniors. They were approaching me on LinkedIn or even personally.
Uh-huh. How active you are on LinkedIn? Were on LinkedIn if you're not now.
I am on LinkedIn. It's been over an year since I posted something, I believe. I don't really post, but I do look at LinkedIn quite frequently.
Okay. So you post your achievements. You have any posts? I saw. You want to tell about them?
I think I
Like
only posted about the Google internship, and that's it.
no, I mean okay. So you never posted about your achievement or anything like that because we usually tell it's good for students to maintain LinkedIn on post their achievements so recruiters might see and may reach out to them. So I mean, so you have inactive LinkedIn. You have only one post.
I did post a lot of not achievements, but like certifications in the beginning. And then the next period, I was posting a lot about hackathons. And
Okay,
my last post was about the Google internship, and that's it.
okay, okay. You didn't post it about Microsoft. What if they found out that you are inclined towards Google? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So, Yeah, in all this process, how Suntech helped you like in this journey and all? You'd like to tell?
Honestly, in my first year and pretty much my 2-1, like the third
Mm-hmm.
semester, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know about DSA at all.
Mm-hmm.
I only started DSA after joining Suntech.
Mm-hmm.
So before that, I just solved a few problems on HackerRank and I thought this is DSA done and dusted. And after that, initially, I think we were told to, install, not install, but have a profile on LeetCode. I didn't
Yeah.
really like LeetCode. I was like, I don't know, I didn't really like it. I thought HackerRank enough. So yeah, I think
Okay.
definitely helped me. If not for Suntech, I would just be into development and not focus on DSA at all.
Okay. So, I mean, what support you got from Suntech? Like, if you can tell more about it.
So the whole month of classes, I was going to the Suntech center and then practicing DSA pretty much. I think it was during the summer break, throughout the summer break, from morning
Mm-hmm.
to afternoon or evening almost.
Mm-hmm.
Then we also used to have like small contests, not exactly contests, but like tests once a week.
Mm-hmm.
That really helped. And there were also some resume sessions and all that were great.
Okay. Yeah. And do you have any coding background, like project wise? Is there anyone like you knew this when you were in school or stuff like that? Or it was all from scratch you learned in your BTech only?
So we had theoretical Python classes in like 10th or something, and
Okay.
basic for if else loops, stuff like that.
Okay.
It
Mm-hmm.
didn't contribute a lot. Pretty much all of the learning was in my BTech.
Okay. So if let's say there is some student who is in BTech first year and they want to get ready for opportunities like this, they also want to crack opportunities like this. Would you like to list down how they can like do stuff in their first year? Like let's say they are learning some programming language, then in second year or like first year, second semester, they can start taking part in hackathons for building their projects and resumes. So if you can guide us, like what tips you are going to give, how you will suggest them, like what path you'll guide them, that will be great.
So I would say that personally, I would give different suggestions to all different years. So like there's a different approach I would advise for first year students compared to that I would advise fourth year students to follow.
Okay.
In coming to first year, according to the question, first year I would say it is the starting point wherein you have a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good idea to maybe start basics of DSA, maybe
Mm-hmm.
create a HackerRank profile and start with the basic questions initially once you have a solid understanding of the particular language that you want to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also in first year, I would strongly suggest go to any hackathon and every hackathon that comes across.
Okay.
In third and fourth years, I wouldn't really suggest going to hackathons a lot because that is the crucial time wherein you need to focus on DSA.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, the thing is, this question has come up as well. People were asking if I have to focus on projects or DSA.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I think development is a good thing, but the kind of development that we do in college is just to get an MVP or like a minimum viable product and not really a working really good product.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also it depends upon your goal as well. If your goal is to get into top companies, you want to crack really good internships, you need to focus on DSA. So it's like you can you can not really focus on development, but if you're still good on DSA, you can crack it. But if you're extraordinary in development and if you don't know DSA, then the chances are pretty slim.
Hmm. Okay. So, I mean, if I just write it down, they should get started with a programming language and all, followed by in first year, and followed by practicing in HackerRank that will help them be better in that particular programming language and basics of basic syntax loops and all basic data structures. and then they can get started with data structures and algorithms, followed by taking part in hackathons as much as possible, trying to build projects, good projects there. And after that, once they have good amount of projects in resume, again they can come back to DSA when they have to apply for internships and all, and like they can prepare for those interviews. That's I think that's what you have said. Okay. Yeah, and for GS, they have these aptitude questions and other stuff also. The OA is not entirely based on like data structures and algorithms. So how you prepared for them? Like OA of Goldman Sachs is very difficult, like considering the very less number of students get past that because of time bound. You have time bound, so many questions are there to solve. So how you prepared for them?
So I didn't really prepare anything for the OA because I was of the Goldman Sachs OA, which was based on the aptitude. Because I did have a really good foundation on OA beforehand itself, or from
Mhm.
school itself. I was good in all of MAT and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't really prepare for OA. But if someone really doesn't know a lot of concepts coming to aptitude, and if you did not have any practice, and if
Mhm.
you're applying for internships wherein aptitude is asked, I think it is
Mhm.
a good idea to practice that.
Okay. And okay, I think that sums up everything what I wanted to ask. I might have missed. I'm not professional podcaster or anything like that. Is there anything you remember? Okay, I forgot asking. You can add up. I have few questions, not technical ones.
Okay, coming to technical side, okay, I also want to give one tip to students. So if you think you're really good at development, I kind of got a second view after I joined internships. So for hackathons, I used to develop stuff with a lot of features and all.
Mm-hmm.
Even before, yeah, I used to develop a lot of projects with a lot of different features, lot of different tech stack. But then after I got into internships, I realized that the quality matters more than the quantity of features and all that. So you
Okay.
have to work on one feature, but you have to be really perfect. This might not work for hackathons. So you just need to have a MVP, which would just, be a wow factor to the judges.
Okay. Okay. So, do you think you is it your hard work which resulted into this, which I personally agree it is, or you think like you are naturally good problem solver, more like a God gift?
Uh, okay, I would say,
I'll not. I mean, why I'm saying this because not. I mean, maybe your colleagues also they might have. I mean, when I was interacting, they mentioned not everyone is like Pranati. So just to I wanted to hear from you because I have seen you practicing, working hard and all. So I want to know your view. If you like, what do you think? You are God gifted, you have that like extra X factor or stuff like that, or it was your hard work which resulted into this?
I think coming to DSA, you might have really good problem solving abilities, but if you don't know how to approach the problem in a structured manner, you would still fail at solving the problems. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I did have a little higher kind of edge coming to aptitude and all that,
Mm-hmm.
but I would 100% say that hard work stumps, any kind of talent which you had from before.
Okay. So so that's right. If Pranati will not put the effort she did when practicing and also like during the interview phase, she won't be able to clear those interviews. Okay, yeah. Uh, okay, and so you have very less number of friends. Like that's just two. Okay, you just mentioned two. So I mean, why I'm asking this because you said when you are working in a team, okay, you need to share, communicate, and you cannot be very closed and all. So there, how you managed and all.
For
Do you think, first of all, what is, I forgot, there is a word for that. It's okay. Yeah, you were saying something.
so okay, again to clarify, I did have a good number of friends, but these two were like, the first people I see when I come into a class. So something like
Okay.
that. I would just search for them and sit there. So it's like that. But then coming to my hackathons, I've worked with different people
Mm-hmm.
across different hackathons. So I mean, I did have a good kind of rapport friendship with all of my classmates, pretty much. So I think it didn't really pose a problem.
Okay, and okay, nice. So, yeah, there is one more thing. Like, if somebody is there, let's say some student is there, if really they are in, let's say, second year, we talked about first year one. So, because you apply for internship in second year only, and in that second year, second semester only, you have interviews scheduled and all. So, if somebody is there in second year, maybe they are starting late. Let's say they are starting in 2-1. How this is going to be like? What tips are going to be for them? You want to keep the projects first, followed by the DSA, or DSA first, followed by the projects and hackathon participation?
So honestly, the ideal approach to this would be to have at least like 2 to 3 strong projects by the time you come to, the middle of your 2-1 or the third semester. But then if someone is absolutely starting from scratch in the third semester, I would say, I think you can like just go through tutorials for certain projects and maybe understand and try to build that, but not spend a lot of time on that because starting from second year is the crucial time when you need to focus on DSA.
Okay, so first, like, let's complete some projects. So they are going to be in your resume and all. That will help in shortlisting, getting your resume shortlisted. I think what was your X factor also when it comes to resume? You had good projects and also from diverse tech stacks and all, which helped your resume getting shortlisted for all three of them. Yeah, okay. Then they can follow the DSA path, like in the ending and when the interviews are there in last 3 or 4 months, they can rigorously practice problems and prepare for DSA. Okay, yeah. I think I'm done with all the questions and all. Yeah, I would like to say, yeah, I didn't know like you got PPO from GS also. Okay, that's my bad and all. Yeah, but congratulations to you and thank you so much for joining us for the podcast and sharing your insights. I would like to take last few minutes and I would like to ask you like if you have to thank for your achievements. Obviously, we forgot the role of parent. You mentioned a very few point, like one point you mentioned they were concerned about you having lack of sleep at the same time. They also know they never stopped you because they believed in you. Whatever you are doing is best for you. Okay, like you are considering everything. Internship at the same time, semester exams were there, but I mean, they were supportive enough. So, I mean, yeah, you can take your time to. I mean, definitely, we didn't talk about your parents and all, but how was the support at your home? If you want to mention about that.
Support from my family, and I think that is a really crucial point to achieve success. So they didn't really force me to go into a particular path, like in software engineering, it was up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely they helped me achieve everything. I think the way they approach any problem is something that I was able to apply in all of my problems, especially when I was not able to, divide time properly between my exams or my academic curriculum and DSA
Mm-hmm.
and all that.
Okay. Whom you like when you got the offers? Who was the first person you told like them about the achievement and all?
So my first kind of
I think you got from Google first, followed by Microsoft, and then from GS.
So when I got my first offer, I just had the call with the recruiter, and then I just went straight to the living room, and my parents were both of them were there, so I
Okay.
announced that I got it.
Wow. And what were their reaction?
They were really happy, and of course, after congratulating me enough, and before I could leave the room, my dad was like, focus on the next internship interviews.
Okay. Now, yeah, you should mention about your dad. Like, he is special, special in the way, like, achieved a lot of things and all. Okay. Not saying your mom is also very special. So, yeah, if you please tell us more about your dad and mom.
So I think both of my parents were really good during their college time and everything as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad was like, the state topper kind of thing. So, and then, yeah, he's into the computer. Both of my parents were in the computer science field.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm able to discuss a lot about, how offices are operating and the business side of corporate and all that with my parents. And yeah, that really has an interesting side to it.
Yeah, you are saying your dad as state topper. There should be something for mom also. I mean, if they watch this video, they'll be like, you are mentioning special state topper to dad, nothing for mom.
Uh, my mom was like, I think she took N by PC in her 11th and 12th. And I think
Okay.
she was the topper in like both the streams.
Wow.
So,
And among them, who is good at DSA?
um, I think DSA is something that wasn't really that, like popular during that time.
Yeah.
But I think both are kind of good. My mom said she used to solve like almost every three kind of problem in her time.
Okay.
And yeah, my dad kind of still, if I say some solution, he says, maybe there's a better approach to it. He never really gave me a proper answer, but he's like, think.
Okay, you should explore. That's a good way of, I mean, helping you. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's done for this podcast. I know, I mean, it's not professionally well done, but yeah, I think it was really nice. I mean, if I look back, I have written so many things, so many new, I mean, insights were there for students, and it was really helpful. What I feel is going to be for student and all. And thank you so much, Pranati, for joining for this podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.